Hello and welcome to our Simpson Desert Trip episode 2 that is going to Chambers Gorge. The first episode was just introduction. You have seen the map where all we are doing the trip of 14 days. Now the trip is just about to start, and before we start I thought I'll show you the car, the setup and everything. Behind is the front runner boxes tied down, and in the middle there are some light stuff with fridge and water tied down. The other side another jerry can of water, and fridge is what you see in the middle, and other things are light stuff tied down. At the back you see from this side the front runner boxes. Behind we have some other setup which I'll show you in the thing, and this is the odometer before start of the trip. And the trip started and we went to a place called Yanta on road tarmac. After that we left the tarmac for dirt road, traveling towards Mount Chambers, Chambers Gorge. So this one is not very much corrugated for my setup and weight. It's heavily loaded a bit with all the food, water, everything for 14 days, and also going remote into the desert soon. So I kept 30 psi at the back and 28 in the front, and the corrugation is not bad at the moment. It's just the dust we have to manage by keeping the distance from the previous car. Okay, so it's traveling along nicely over there. We are going to visit a place called Waukaringa. This is an abandoned mining town. They were having gold before. That is in 1873 people have settled down, and they found gold in 1890. And it had a population of 750 people. At the moment it's a ghost town. We'll just pass through and I'll show you the building, and mainly what remains is the Waukaringa Hotel. You can see that right now at the far distance. Okay, so in our previous video we had some doubts raised. I don't know if you have gone through them. They are in the description mainly. So we had questions like how we are going to get around the floods in 4 places. Are we going to run out of food or water or fuel? Because we were not experienced doing 2 weeks remote trip. So because of corrugation, we were worried that something could break in the vehicle. So we had to keep our eyes open and keep checking for any breakages. And because 8 hours with just 2 breaks in between, driving is involved. So is there going to be a moment of concentration lapse any day in the 2 weeks? And that was a question. And are we going to be stranded in the desert? That's just at the back of your mind. So you can see the back of my car now, the draw setup and all that. We have reached the Chambers Gorge campsite, and the camp is set up. And so we were always thinking, how remote are we going to go, and how long before help can arrive if we get stuck, and how do we manage all these fears, what we went through. So all these things as we go, we will say whatever we feel at that point. So we had a good sleep, and next morning we got up, had a walk to an Aboriginal site here that had engravings. It's pretty special. You can pause and see the notice board and read it, up to you. But I'll just pass through quickly all the engravings and all that. Pretty special site culturally in Australia, this one. Hope you have enjoyed our trip to Chambers Gorge. and today we are heading to Copley on Corrugated Road.